Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the Grey. Today we're going to be taking a look and a little bit of a deep dive and sort of thinking about what else we'd like to see and what we hope is in the book, all about this new article released from Warhammer community called the Lumineth Realm-Lords, The Lore. So yes, today we're going to be looking at the narrative that they've sort of shown off in a tiny bit here in this video, and we'll be sort of delving into it, seeing what maybe there is hidden underneath the skin of all this, and talking about anything else that might be seen. So, once again, that art piece at the top is just fantastic. I love it every time I see it. And so we go in the beginning. So much like in Warhammer Age of Sigmar, the story of the Lumineth Realm-Lords begins in the Age of Myth, that lost legendary era where gods and monsters bestrode the mortal realms. The Lumineth Realm-Lords were created by Tyrion and Teclis, the elven gods of light and the champions of the world that was, following their capture of Slaanesh. And yeah, we all know all about that capture of Slaanesh, so these were some of the souls drawn. Now, it's important to remember that the first souls that they actually got drawn were used to make the Idoneth Deepkin. And so it goes on to talk about like the Deepkin and how they were forsaken, wretched creatures, soul-scarred and all that sort of stuff, with daughters of Cain and how they're sort of corrupted. But the most stable of all these races were the Lumineth. And a fantastic piece of artwork there. As Tyrion and Teclis drew more souls from Slaanesh, they found their abilities enhanced, capable of recreating elves that were whole and hale. Lumineth proud pioneers, warriors and artisans were created in vast number. However, in their eagerness for companionship, Tyrion and Teclis ignored the darkness at the heart of their new creations. So, well, typical sort of Teclis is ignoring some glaring obviousness and thinking himself perfect. But Lumineth quickly spread across the 10 paradises, Faish, forging empires and taming the realm of light through magic. The Lumineth became masters of all things metaphysical, ascending the Teclian ladder, a philosophy where the mastery of physical and spiritual self is paramount. And we've got this fantastic piece of artwork. I love it every time I've seen this, like the whole 10 pieces, 10 sort of realms. You got the 8 outside, you got the rim, and then you've got the centralized realm. It's just a fantastic piece of art and a really good look at like a full realm. We've never really got a great look at a full realm like this, and I love how like the edges are all like blasting into light, because we know how like the realm's edges get all unstable and stuff. And then we start talking about Aether Quartz, how it's sort of like the reflections of this light sort of trapped within crystals, and they use that almost like a drug effectively, and use it to heighten their senses and their sort of feel, and it takes away their feelings. It makes them sort of cold and void of feeling, and just amps up other emotions they have, so they become very prideful. They become sort of very over the top in whatever emotions are left, and generally the emotion they're trying to sort of push forward with. And so what happened, and what we get told in this, is that effectively it all got too much and they started to war with each other. This allowed Slaanesh to get back into the realm, and this massive war broke out in the Slaanesh, and it was only thanks to Tyrion and his military genius that the Lumineth were not utterly destroyed then, and their empire was pretty much crushed at this point. In the Age of Chaos and Slaanesh, and this is where it all sort of starts in the realm. It talks about as to how like Teclis was nowhere to be seen. Now this is where it gets a little bit interesting as well. There's a few little, I guess, hints at like stuff in this, and this is the rise of the Realm Lord. So it goes, ultimately Teclis would be the salvation of the Lumineth. So he didn't rock up during the fighting, but he came back afterwards, allying himself with the ancient spirit known as Selenar. That's the cool looking creature with Teclis. Teclis would return to Haish with the secrets to bonding with the realm itself. Temples were founded to the Elementary, the elemental spirits of Haish, based around tenets of humility and self-sacrifice. Elves gleaned new elemental abilities such as the Alarith, who could turn their skin to stone. So this here is interesting because it goes such as the Alarith, which really leads me to believe that there's other sort of aspects of the realm that we haven't yet seen. So we've got the Venari, and they very much seem like your generic Lumineth. But then we've also got the Alarith, who are sort of the aspect, although I guess the Venari talking about they've all got like these sun metal weapons, so maybe they're a particular aspect of like maybe the sun or something of Haish. And then you've got the Alareth, who are the spirit, like the mountain spirit, like they embody the mountain of the realm. So maybe we've got other sort of aspects of the Lumineth coming later, we just haven't seen them. And this has been something like widely suspected that Tyrion will be part of the army eventually, just not now. And it really does sort of lead you to believe this, like talking more and more about Tyrion, I do think we're going to see a second wave of this army coming at some point. It's just not the time to reveal them yet. I mean, Tyrion hasn't appeared in the more modern stories yet. We've had Teclis obviously drop in storylines in places such as, what was it called? Forbidden Power. And so, like, obviously he popped in at the end, he created the penumbral engines and wasn't too happy that Sigmar was messing with them. But maybe Tyrion is coming later. Whether or not it's part of the Realm-Lords, but it does seem likely that it will be part of the Realm-Lords, just in a different aspect or something. There were talk about like maybe the Venari are going to be like the general sort of basic line troop, and we're going to get these different factions. And that would be really cool. It'd be really cool to see an army that's going to be released like that in different sort of factions, very similar to how Stormcast are being released and how we're getting all these different chambers. But I think having more armies released like that, and we're at that point now where I think we're going to start to see armies getting topped up with new units and stuff. So a lot of the AOS specific factions, so I look at Sylvaneth, Fire Slayers, Caradron Overlords, Ideneth Deepkin, etc. all have pretty light rosters, OBR, etc. They're all pretty light on their rosters, but I think we could see more actual releases for those armies with new units and new stuff put into them. Now that we've got every army updated, there's no need to go, where's my book, and have people get upset because their army's not getting stuff because everyone's got something now. I think we're in that place where we can start to see a lot of new things. But I'd like to know your thoughts on like all the lore. Do you like where the lore is going? Are there any particular questions you'd like answered from this lore? And like questions you'd like to find out? Because there's like a few to me, like obviously, well, where is Tyrion now is like a big one for me. Like, why didn't Teclis return to the fighting? What did he have to do to convince Selenar to come with him? I'd really like to know more about that civil war. There's this picture up here, and I know a lot of people are going, oh, maybe that's what Dark Elves look like, but it's probably just Lumineth during the Civil War. But it could be a look, maybe there's some of these elves left around, and maybe they're the ones that are following some chaos or something, or maybe Malarian, etc. But leave your thoughts and stuff down below, especially things you want to know about the lore or things you hope are true in the lore. There's some fantastic artwork here again, and once again, this one here, the realm is just stunning. It really gives you the idea of what the mortal realms look like, and you've got to remember like how big these realms are as well. But that's it for today. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you've got any thoughts or ideas on the video you've just seen, please leave them down in the comments down below, and also don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you to everyone who supports the channel. Your support is so much appreciated, and I hope we can keep on providing some sort of content for you guys to keep enjoying. If you have any thoughts or ideas, please leave them down in the comments below. We'd love to hear them. Also, special thank you to all the patrons who are supporting the channel and helping it grow and grow and grow. Special thank you go to our Sinful Guard Militia, Christian Weir, Philip Ward and Dwight Crow. Also, Sinful Free Good Regiment member, James. You can help support the channel on Patreon. It'll be down in the description down below. You can also join our Discord server and come along and chat in the Discord with me and other members of our cool little community. Thank you everyone for watching. Have a nice day. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the grey.